Michael glanced at the elevator mirror. His face looked tired and sad. He took a deep breath and thought, it's now or never. The elevator doors opened and Michael walked out slowly. He was in the building where Lisa, his girlfriend, lived. Michael rang the doorbell and waited, feeling his heart pounding. Lisa opened the door with a big smile but soon became serious when she saw Michael's face. "Michael? What happened? You look so sad," Lisa said, pulling him inside. Michael sat on the couch and held Lisa's hands. "Lisa, I have something really bad to tell you." Lisa stayed quiet, waiting for Michael to speak. I lost all my money," Michael said quietly. Lisa's eyes widened. "What do you mean, all your money?" Michael explained that he had gotten a very bad deal. Bad people had deceived him and now all his money was gone. "My house, my car, my business. Everything is gone," Michael said, pretending to cry a little. Lisa was silent for a while. She looked very surprised and a little scared. But how did this happen?" she asked. "You were always so smart with money." Michael lowered his head. "I was foolish. I trusted the wrong people." Lisa got up and started pacing around the room. She seemed to be thinking a lot. "What are you going to do now?" she asked. Michael looked at her with sad eyes. "Actually, Lisa, I came to ask for your help." Lisa stopped walking and looked at Michael. "My help?" "Yes," Michael said. I have nowhere to go. Can I stay here with you for a little while? Just until I get a new job?" Lisa was quiet again. Michael could see that she was thinking a lot about this. Finally, Lisa said, "Of course, Michael. You can stay here." Michael felt relief but also a little sadness. He expected Lisa to be more enthusiastic about helping. "Thank you, Lisa. You don't know how important this is to me," Michael said. Lisa smiled, but her smile seemed a little strange. "Don't worry, Michael. We'll figure it out." Michael went to get his things. He only brought a small suitcase to make it look like he had really lost everything. When he returned, Lisa had already set up the sofa for him to sleep on. "I hope you don't mind sleeping on the couch," Lisa said. "My apartment is small, you know." Michael was surprised. He expected Lisa to offer him to sleep in bed with her, like they always did. "Sure, the couch is great," Michael said, trying not to sound sad. That night, lying on the couch, Michael thought a lot about what he was doing. He knew it wasn't cool to lie to Lisa, but he really wanted to know if she really loved him, or if she just liked his money. The next day, Michael woke up early. He wanted to make Lisa a nice coffee to thank her for letting him stay there. But when he went to the kitchen, Lisa was already there. She didn't look very happy. "Good morning, Lisa," Michael said, smiling. "Good morning," Lisa replied without smiling. "Michael, we need to talk." Michael sat at the kitchen table, sensing something wasn't right. "Michael, I understand you're going through a difficult time," Lisa began, "but you need to understand that I can't support both of us alone." Michael was surprised. He and Lisa had been together for 2 years, and she had never spoken like that before. "I understand, Lisa," Michael said. "I'm going to look for a job today." Lisa shook her head. "It's not just that, Michael. You need to help around the house too, washing the dishes, cleaning, that sort of thing." Michael agreed, but inside he was sad. Lisa had never asked for these things before when he had money. The day passed slowly. Michael went out to look for work but found nothing. When he returned to Lisa's apartment, he found her watching TV. "Did you get anything?" she asked, without taking her eyes off the TV. "Not yet," Michael replied, "but I'll keep trying." Lisa sighed. "Okay. Oh, Michael, can you make dinner today? I'm tired." Michael went to the kitchen, thinking about how things had changed so quickly. Before, Lisa always wanted to cook for him. Now, she barely looked at him. While making dinner, Michael heard Lisa on the phone. She was talking to a friend. "I don't know what to do, Anna," Lisa said. "He lost everything. How am I supposed to stay with someone like that?" Michael felt his heart ache. Did Lisa only like him because of the money? Later, after dinner, Michael washed the dishes while Lisa watched more TV. When he finished, he sat next to her on the couch. "Lisa," he began, "do you think we're going to be okay?" Lisa looked at him and gave a small smile. "Of course, Michael. We just need to adapt, okay?" Michael agreed, but he didn't quite believe what Lisa was saying. He could see in her eyes that something had changed. That night, lying on the uncomfortable couch, Michael thought a lot. He knew the test he was taking was difficult, but he had no idea it would be so painful. "Do I really know Lisa?" he asked himself before going to sleep. Michael woke up to the sound of pans in the kitchen. For a moment he forgot where he was. Then he remembered Lisa's hard couch, the lie about losing all the money, the test. He stood up slowly, feeling his back hurt. In the kitchen, Lisa was making coffee. "Good morning," Michael said, trying to smile. Lisa looked at him without smiling. "Good morning. There's coffee on the table." Michael sat down and picked up a cup. The coffee was cold. "Lisa," he began, "I was thinking about looking for work again today." Lisa sighed. "Good, but first, can you clean the bathroom? It's a mess." Michael was surprised. Lisa had never asked him to clean anything before. "Sure," he said, trying not to sound upset. "I'll do it right now." As he cleaned the bathroom, Michael thought about how things had changed. It had only been 2 days since he had lost everything, and Lisa was already acting as if he were an employee, not a boyfriend. After cleaning up, Michael left to look for work. He walked around the city all day, going into stores and restaurants. But no one wanted to give a job to a former businessman with no experience. When he returned to Lisa's apartment, it was already night. He was tired and hungry. "How was it?" Lisa asked, without taking her eyes off the TV. "Nothing yet," Michael replied, "but I'll keep trying." Lisa made an irritated noise. "Michael, you need to try harder. I can't support you forever." Michael felt a pang in his heart. "I know, Lisa. I'm doing my best." "Your best doesn't seem like it's good enough," Lisa said. "Look, I made dinner, but you're going to have to eat it on the couch. I have a friend coming to visit me." Michael picked up his plate and went to the couch. He ate alone, listening to Lisa laugh and talk to her friend in the kitchen. "I can't believe you're still with him," Lisa's friend said. "I would have kicked him out already." "I know," Lisa replied. "But it's complicated. He has nowhere to go." Michael felt tears in his eyes. It was difficult to hear Lisa talk about him like that. Later, when Lisa's friend left, Michael decided to talk to her. "Lisa," he began, "I know things are difficult, but—" Lisa interrupted him. "Look, Michael, let's be honest, okay? This isn't working. You need to fix your life." Michael was silent for a moment. "What do you mean?" "I mean, you need to find a job, any job," Lisa said. "And until then, you'll have to help more here at home." "But I'm already helping," Michael protested. Lisa laughed mirthlessly. "Cleaning the bathroom once isn't helping, Michael. Starting tomorrow, you're going to do all the chores around the house, and you're going to sleep on the floor." "On the floor?" Michael asked, shocked. "But why?" "Because it's my couch and I decide who sleeps on it," Lisa replied coldly. That night, lying on the hard floor, Michael cried softly. He knew he was testing Lisa, but he didn't expect her to be so cruel. The next day, Michael woke up early. His back hurt even more. He went to the kitchen to make coffee, hoping to please Lisa. But when Lisa walked into the kitchen, she didn't look happy. "Why are you using my coffee?" she asked angrily. "That's expensive, you know." Michael was speechless. I just wanted to do something nice for you." Lisa shook her head. "If you want to do something cool, go look for work, and don't forget to clean the house before you leave." The day passed slowly. Michael cleaned, did laundry, and then went out to look for work again. When he returned, Lisa was watching TV. "Any success?" she asked without looking at him. "Not yet," Michael replied sadly. Lisa sighed loudly. "You know, Michael, sometimes I wonder why I'm still with you. Lisa's words hurt Michael deeply. He wanted to scream that everything was a test, that he still had all his money, but he knew he needed to continue. "Lisa," he said softly, "do you still love me?" Lisa looked at him for a long moment. "Honestly? I don't know anymore, Michael. You're not the man I fell in love with anymore." Michael felt like he had been punched in the stomach. He knew that Lisa was only seeing the outside, the penniless Michael. But that didn't make the rejection any less painful. "I understand," he said, fighting back tears. I'll make dinner." While cooking, Michael thought about everything that had happened. Lisa, the woman he thought loved him, was showing her true colors, and it was an ugly, selfish face. Michael knew the test needed to continue. He needed to see how far Lisa would go, but every day was getting harder. Every harsh word, every look of contempt hurt deeply. After dinner, while washing the dishes, Michael heard Lisa on the phone again. "I can't take it anymore. Anna," she said. "He's dead weight. I can't even look at him without feeling disgusted." Michael dropped a plate, shattering it on the floor. The noise made Lisa come running. "What did you do?" she screamed. "That dish was expensive." Michael looked at her, seeing anger in her eyes. Where was the love she said she felt for him? "Sorry," he muttered. "I will clean." While cleaning up the pieces, Michael made a decision. He couldn't go on like this much longer. The test was revealing a painful truth about Lisa, but it was also hurting Michael deeply. "Tomorrow," he thought. "Tomorrow I'll put an end to this." Lying on the floor that night, Michael stared at the ceiling. He thought about all the happy moments he had with Lisa, all the "I love yous" she said. Everything seemed like a lie now. Michael woke up to the sound of Lisa slamming doors. He got up from the ground, feeling every bone in his body hurt. He had been sleeping on the hard floor for a week. "Michael," Lisa shouted from the kitchen. "Come here now." Michael walked into the kitchen, rubbing his eyes. Lisa was standing by the sink, looking angry. "What's wrong, Lisa?" he asked. Lisa pointed to the sink full of dirty dishes. "You didn't wash the dishes last night." Michael looked at the dishes. He was sure he had washed everything before bed. "But I washed it," he started to say. "Don't lie to me," Lisa shouted. "You're lazy. You don't do anything right." Michael felt a surge of anger. He knew he had washed the dishes. Lisa was lying just to fight him. "Lisa, I swear I washed the dishes," he said, trying to stay calm. Lisa laughed, but it wasn't a happy laugh. "Of course you washed it, just like you look for work every day." Michael took a deep breath. He didn't want to fight. "It's okay, Lisa. I'll wash it now." While Michael was washing the dishes, Lisa was behind him, complaining about everything. "You're using too much soap," she would say, "and it's taking too long. Could it be that you don't know how to do anything right?" Michael tried not to listen. He thought about how different Lisa was now. Before, she was affectionate and kind. Now it seemed like she hated him. After washing the dishes, Michael got ready to go out. He wasn't really going to look for work, but he needed to get out of that apartment for a while. "Where are you going?" Lisa asked when he was at the door. "Looking for work," Michael replied. Lisa rolled her eyes. "Of course. Don't forget to buy bread when you get back. And use your money, not mine." Michael left the apartment feeling sad and tired. He walked around the city, thinking about everything that had happened. At the park, Michael sat on a bench and looked at the children playing. He remembered when he and Lisa talked about having children. Now that seemed like a distant dream. "What am I doing?" Michael thought. "Why am I letting Lisa treat me like this?" He knew the answer. He wanted to make sure that Lisa really loved him, not just because of the money. But now Michael had his answer, and it wasn't what he wanted. When he returned to the apartment, it was already night. Michael had bought bread, as Lisa requested. He hoped it would make her a little happier. But when he entered, he saw that Lisa was not alone. There was a man with her on the couch. They were laughing and drinking wine. "Oh, you're back," Lisa said when she saw Michael. She didn't seem happy to see him. "Who is this?" Michael asked, looking at the man. Lisa smiled, but it wasn't a nice smile. "This is Carlos. He's my new friend." Carlos looked at Michael with pity. "So this is the guy who lost everything? Man, that's bad luck." Michael felt his heart sink. Was Lisa seeing another man in front of him? "Lisa, can we talk?" In private, Michael asked. Lisa sighed. "Okay, Carlos, can you give me a minute?" Carlos walked out onto the porch, and Lisa glared at Michael. "What do you want?" she asked. Michael tried to stay calm. "Lisa, what's going on? Who is this guy?" Lisa laughed. "What's happening is that I'm tired, Michael. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of this situation. Carlos has a good job, a good house. He can give me the things you can't anymore." Michael felt like he had been punched. "But what about our love? Everything we've been through together?" Lisa looked at him coldly. "Love? Michael, be realistic. What we had was good when you had money. Now you're nothing but a burden to me." Lisa's words hurt Michael deeply. He felt tears in his eyes. "So that's it?" he asked softly. "Were you only with me because of the money?" Lisa shrugged. "Money was an important part, yes. But now that you have nothing left, I see no reason to continue this." Michael was silent for a moment. He looked at Lisa, the woman he thought he loved, and saw a stranger. "I see," he said finally. "Well, I guess I have nothing else to do here." Lisa looked relieved. "Great, can you pack your things and leave today?" Michael nodded, feeling empty inside. He went to the corner where he had left his suitcase and began to put away the few things he had brought. While tidying up, Michael thought about everything that had happened. The test he planned had worked, but the result was too painful. When he finished tidying up, Michael looked at Lisa one last time. She was back on the couch with Carlos, laughing as if Michael didn't exist. "Goodbye, Lisa," Michael said. Lisa didn't even look at him. "Whatever. Just don't forget to leave the key." Michael left the apartment feeling sad, but also a little relieved. Now he knew the truth about Lisa, and even if it hurt, it was better to know. On the street, Michael looked up at the starry sky. He knew he had an important decision to make. Should I tell Lisa the truth, or just move on with your life? Michael walked down the street, his heavy suitcase in his hand. He didn't know where to go. His feet carried him to a bench in the park where he and Lisa often walked. Sitting there, Michael thought about everything that had happened. He remembered the day he met Lisa, how she smiled, how he thought he had found true love. "How could I be so wrong?" he asked himself. Suddenly, Michael heard a familiar voice.
"Michael? Is that you?"
He looked up and saw his friend Pedro. "Pedro? What are you doing here?" Michael asked, surprised. Pedro sat next to him. "I should ask this. What are you doing here with that suitcase? Did something happen?" Michael sighed. He decided to tell Pedro everything. He talked about the test he did with Lisa, about how she treated him badly when she thought he had lost everything. Pedro heard everything in silence. When Michael finished, he shook his head. "Man, that's heavy," Pedro said. "But you can't stay on the street. Come, you'll sleep at home today." Michael thanked him, happy to have a real friend. At Pedro's house, after a hot shower and a good meal, Michael felt a little better. "And now," Pedro asked, "what will you do?" Michael thought for a moment. "I think I need to tell Lisa the truth. She deserves to know what I did." Peter agreed. "It's the right thing to do. Do you want me to go with you?" Michael smiled. "Thanks, friend. But this is something I need to do alone." The next morning, Michael returned to Lisa's apartment. He took a deep breath before ringing the doorbell. Lisa opened the door and scowled when she saw Michael. "What do you want?" she asked. "Did you forget something?" "Can we talk?" Michael asked. "Is important." Lisa rolled her eyes but let Michael in. Inside the apartment, Michael saw that Carlos was still there, sitting on the couch. "Lisa," Michael began, "I need to tell you something." Lisa crossed her arms. "Speak quickly." Michael took a deep breath. This was all a test. I never lost my money." Lisa and Carlos were stunned. "What?" Lisa screamed. "What are you talking about?" Michael explained everything, how he had pretended to lose everything to see if Lisa really loved him. "I wanted to know if you liked me or my money," Michael said. "And now I know the answer." Lisa turned red with anger. "You're crazy. How could you do this to me?" Carlos stood up, looking confused. "I think I'd better go," he said, quickly leaving the apartment. Lisa started to cry. "Michael, you don't understand. I was scared, confused." But Michael shook his head. "No, Lisa, you showed who you really are. Someone who only cares about money and expensive things." Lisa tried to explain herself, saying she still loved Michael, but he no longer believed her. "It's over," Lisa, Michael said. "I came here to tell you the truth and to say goodbye." Lisa was crying a lot now. "Please, Michael, give me another chance. I can change." Michael looked at her sadly. "I'm sorry, Lisa, but I can't be with someone who only loves me when I have money." He turned to leave, but stopped at the door. "Oh, and Lisa, you should think carefully about what kind of person you want to be. Money isn't everything in life." Michael left the apartment feeling light. He knew he had done the right thing. On the street, he called Pedro. "So, how was it?" Pedro asked. "Difficult," Michael replied, "but necessary. Thanks for helping me, friend." "That's what friends are for," Pedro said. "Now, what are you going to do?" Michael looked up at the blue sky. For the first time in days, he actually smiled. "I think I'll take a vacation," he said. "Maybe travel a little. Think about life." "Good idea," Pedro agreed. "You deserve some time to yourself." After hanging up, Michael started walking down the street. He didn't know exactly where he was going, but he knew he was on the right path. Michael thought about everything he had learned in the last few days, about love, about friendship, about what really matters in life. He knew he had made mistakes. Lying to Lisa wasn't right, even if it was a test. But he also knew he had learned an important lesson. True love doesn't depend on money, Michael thought. It depends on respect, on care, on being there in good and bad times. While walking, Michael saw an old couple sitting on a bench. They were holding hands, smiling at each other. Michael smiled when he saw that. "This is what I want," he thought. "Someone who will stay by my side no matter what." Michael knew that finding that kind of love wouldn't be easy, but now he knew what to look for. And most importantly, he knew the kind of person he wanted to be. "I'm going to be a better person," Michael promised himself. "Someone who values people, not things." With that thought, Michael went on his way. He didn't know what the future held, but he was excited to find out. And so, with a light heart and full of hope, Michael began a new chapter in his life. A chapter of growth, true love, and discoveries.